In 2025, the ultra-wealthy are no longer hiding their wealth under mattresses or in safety deposit boxes. They're moving trillions through a global network of legal tax shelters, high-security jurisdictions, and bulletproof financial systems known as tax havens. These aren't pirate islands or dark corners of the economy. These are structured, sovereign jurisdictions with polished banking laws, zero income tax, and more privacy than any domestic bank could ever offer. From the Cayman Islands in Switzerland to Dubai, Singapore, and the Cook Islands, this is the real map of dynastic wealth protection. Not fiction, but a carefully constructed network of legally fortified financial safe zones. Welcome to the world where the rich don't just save, they vanish their money in plain sight. In this video, we expose the top tax havens of 2025, the places where billionaires, hedge funds, royalty, and corporate elites park their fortunes far from the reach of taxation, litigation, and political risk. It's not illegal. In fact, it's encouraged through carefully written loopholes and bilateral treaties. While average citizens worry about tax season, the ultra-rich are leveraging global jurisdictions that offer zero capital gains, no income tax, ironclad confidentiality, and often complete immunity from outside court orders. These havens don't just protect wealth, they weaponize it. Let's begin with the Cayman Islands, still reigning as one of the top offshore jurisdictions on the planet. Over 70% of global hedge funds are legally domiciled in the Cayman Islands. Why? Because it's tax neutral, has no direct taxes, and offers seamless integration with US and UK regulatory systems. You can set up an offshore fund, trust, or LLC with nominee directors and protected privacy. Even global banking giants operate through Cayman subsidiaries. In 2025, it remains the gold standard for large institutional capital and high-volume wealth management. But Cayman is just the beginning. Dubai has rapidly become the ultra-wealthy's go-to destination for both residency and offshore wealth hubs. With 0% income tax, no inheritance or capital gains taxes, and a real estate market tailored to elite investors, Dubai now rivals Switzerland in global wealth management flows. Through the UAE's Golden Visa program, billionaires gain residency by investing in property or businesses, and once in, they can structure holdings through free zone companies and family offices that pay virtually nothing in taxes. Next, we move to Singapore, a clean, globally respected jurisdiction that merges Swiss-style confidentiality with Asian financial power. Singapore's banking laws are strict, professional, and trusted by family offices, managing billions in multi-generational wealth. The government offers tax exemptions for foreign-sourced income, and its variable capital company VCC structure allows fund managers to pool assets offshore, shielded from external scrutiny. In 2025, Singapore is not just a tax haven, it's a legal fortress for Asia's billionaires and Western elites alike. Meanwhile, Switzerland, the old world king of secrecy, has adapted to the post-Panama Papers era by shifting toward legal transparency with strategic discretion. While numbered accounts are fading, Swiss private banks still attract high-net-worth individuals with specialized wealth structuring, custom trust architecture, and top-tier asset protection services. Switzerland is no longer for hiding cash. It's for preserving dynasties with legal elegance. Then there's the Cook Islands, a tiny Pacific nation with one of the most powerful asset protection trust laws in the world. In the US, if a court orders you to turn over your trust assets, you're in trouble. But with a Cook Islands trust, local trustees are not subject to US court jurisdiction. Even if a billionaire loses a lawsuit in California, they cannot be forced to repatriate funds from their Cook Islands trust. It's financial immunity, legally recognized, time-tested, and nearly impossible to breach. Nevis, Belize, and Panama also continue to serve niche purposes in 2025. Nevis is ideal for anonymous LLCs. Belize is favored for simple offshore banking. And despite its reputation post-Panama Papers, Panama remains home to discreet law firms that quietly build private foundations for elite clients. But the real edge in 2025 comes from combining jurisdictions. A hedge fund might use a Delaware master entity, route assets through a Cayman feeder fund, hold title in a Nevis LLC, and store underlying capital in a Singapore bank. all while the ultimate beneficial owner is protected by a Cook Islands dynasty trust. This multi-layered structure is expensive, yes, but completely legal. And for the ultra-wealthy, the cost of setup is pennies compared to the taxes avoided and the asset protection gained. So how do these havens stay legal? They're protected by international treaties, non-double taxation agreements, and favorable political alliances. The Cayman Islands complies with FATCA and OECD transparency standards, but offers legal ways to shield ownership. Dubai offers privacy through its local legal system, immune from most foreign court orders. Singapore complies with global reporting frameworks, but allows exempt foreign income within VCCs. It's not secrecy. It's structured confidentiality written into law. Let's not forget the passport connection. In 2025, many wealthy individuals acquire economic citizenship in countries with zero tax residency: St. Kitts and Nevis, Antigua, Vanuatu. Once they change tax residency, they no longer owe income taxes in their home countries, especially if they renounce U.S. citizenship or relocate from high tax zones like California, Canada, or the UK. They then set up base in Dubai, Monaco, or the Cayman Islands, forming global tax strategies that work across borders and decades. This is the world of dynastic wealth protection, not temporary tax dodges. Private wealth firms now market jurisdiction engineering, custom roadmaps to move, preserve, and invisibly grow wealth around the world using entirely legal systems. From family offices in Zurich to trust law in Auckland, this world is built by lawyers, bankers, and sovereign loopholes. It is vast, complex, and completely outside the radar of most people. And the irony? Many of the same. Politicians who speak out against tax havens use them. Many celebrities, athletes, and corporate CEOs use trusts, offshore holding companies, and Panama-based advisors. It's not about crime, it's about control. The rich don't just avoid taxes, they decide where the rules apply. When the average person sees a paycheck shrink from taxes, the ultra-wealthy are receiving trust disbursements, investment flows, and offshore profits, all sheltered from the same systems that govern everyone else. But what can you take away from all this? You don't need to be a billionaire to think like one. Learn about second residency programs, use local tax-advantaged accounts, structure your assets using LLCs and domestic trusts, and understand how wealth preservation really works. Build assets inside legal vehicles that can outlive court battles, divorces, and even governments. The tools may be complex, but the concepts are universal: protect, grow, and control. In the end, tax havens are not just places, they're systems. Systems that work best for those who understand them. The real question is not whether they're legal, they are. The real question is, are you willing to learn how the world really works? This is Hedge and Haven, and now you've seen the map. Drop your take in the comments. If this got you hyped, smash that like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more billionaire moves, hedge fund secrets, and wealth hacks. Hedge and Haven's got your back. Stay sharp, stay wealthy. See you next time.